Welcome to Toxic Waste of Time, the podcast where two uncooperative, reluctant adults tell you what's toxic and what should just be banned for life. Because we have that authority as two middle-aged white ladies. I'm Katie.
And I'm Ivy. And today we're talking about the facts of life and the banning of books.
Ugh.
But before we get all worked up over a 1980s sitcom that covered an alarming number of hot-button topics before the actual 80s even started, let's break the ice. Katie, spin the wheel.
Yeah. Okay.
Water bottle.
Water bottle. Hold on.
Water bottle.
A thing I make my students say when they're learning a British accent.
Water bottle.
Water
bottle.
bottle.
Water bottle.
Water bottle.
Water bottle.
Anyway, what's your
I was
relationship
watching
with
something.
what's your relationship with your water bottle, Ivy?
I can't go anywhere without it. I call it my emotional support water bottle, and it's right here. I use Yetis. I have two of them, and I swap them every week. Mm-hmm. I put one in the dishwasher and get the other one out. And it took me a long time to even put a sticker on them, but I can't go anywhere without water.
Yeah. I'm the same way now. It took me a while to get here, but I think the thing that did it was stickerizing my water bottle. So, listeners, I know you can't see it, but I have a water bottle that's covered in various stickers.
She does.
Many of which are snarky. This one says, "All my homies hate AI art."
But anyway, what's your relationship with your water bottle? My water bottle is completely non-toxic.
My water bottle is completely non-toxic, but I probably should wash it more. I tend to just hand wash mine because I don't want to mess up all the stickers. And I have one of those brushes, with soap.
I would put my house in the dishwasher if I could.
Well,
anyway, water bottles.
Anyway, we both.
What do we think? Are they toxic?
We have a non-toxic relationship with our water bottles, but I am very attached. I'll put it that way.
I would say toxic-ish. I was joking when I said non-toxic because I made it through, 40 years of life before everyone started having water with them all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I survived because
I just didn't drink enough water. I still don't.
I will grab I have bottles, like disposable bottles of water in my refrigerator, and I will grab them so that I can throw them away, but have them if I need them when I'm like standing in line for a concert. I will take this Yeti with me filled with ice and water to the airport. You are allowed to have the ice, just not the water.
Interesting.
So I will fill it with ice so that the nasty airport refiller station water is cold. And pour it out when I get through TSA.
The thing about water bottles that annoys me, as a teacher, okay, all these little children's had to have their water bottles everywhere they freaking went, and they're metal, right? And the sound of a kid knocking over a water bottle on a linoleum floor gives me a fucking heart attack. And it would happen like 16 times a day.
Yeah, no, I can imagine that. I didn't know that kids at school were carrying around their water bottles.
They carry them all day. It's a whole thing. Great. Good job drinking water. I'm glad you are. But can you not kick it over constantly and have it roll all over the place? And
no, I think they shouldn't have metal water bottles. I think they should just have water bottles. They don't have to be metal.
They don't have to be metal, but they are because all those rich kids have the fancy ones that keep their water cold all day or whatever. And then,
My water's cold all day, but my bottle's also metal, and I'm a grown-up. Yeah. And yes, I have knocked it over. And it has scared the shit out of me.
You know what? This one has some paint chips on the bottom. She has a dent right here, but it's perfect for when I hold it and my thumb goes right there. She's seen some things. Okay?
Look, okay, here's a pro tip for for flying with a Yeti or a metal water bottle. Always before takeoff, open it.
I didn't know that, and mine peed all over me.
I was on a
It was
flight.
like pissing water the entire trip, and I'm like, what do I do? And I opened it, and it didn't help.
Because of the pressure, you have to have it open already.
It makes sense
and
now.
Not full all the way. All right, anyway.
Anyway, tangent over.
Okay. Yep, your turn.
Where the fuck were we talking about? Okay. So, when we last watched Ivy's favorite childhood TV show, the new girl, Jo, had just arrived, bringing with her all sorts of new and exciting topics that really should have been a conversation with your mom.
Yeah, so I made a list, and that fucker is long.
This is wild to me.
18 subjects on this list, but I'm only listing a few here.
Yeah.
Before season 3 was over, they had already covered contentious topics like race, handicaps, bullying, suicide, sexual assault by strangers and by folks you know, trafficking, teen drinking, as well as teen pregnancy and abortion, and so many more topics that make this show one of the most accurately named shows ever to be on national TV.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. So today we went with a somewhat lighter episode. The one about censorship. The episode where the Eastland Library gives in to some bullying from some overly entitled parents. Ew. And banned some books and magazines. This is The Facts of Life, Season 3, Episode 24, Read No Evil. Let's talk about it.
All right. So the episode opens with Blair, Tootie, and Blair's cousin Jerry watching a soap opera. Did you meet Jerry?
I had no idea who Jerry was. I just figured
Jerry
she was the girl that goes to that school.
She does not go to that school. She is Blair's cousin, and she was in lots of episodes. She has cerebral palsy, and she's a comedian.
Okay, cool.
And she made lots of appearances on The Facts.
I kind of gathered that. She said something about making jokes, and, she just read to me as like, oh, she has cerebral palsy. I was like, okay.
Yeah, she's a comedian.
Well, cool. Mm-hmm. Good for her. Okay. Anyway, yeah, they're watching the soap opera, and it took me a minute to even understand what that object was on the table that they were looking at. It is an old television that is like a portable television, and guys, it is the size of like a loaf of bread. Like, it is weirdly long, and
right,
it's
weirdly
weird.
And it has like the little legs so it can lean upward. They
had it on like a stack of books or something. It was like,
yeah, it's the kind we used to take camping.
Don't you guys have a normal TV at Eastland? You have to have a little portable TV?
Not that they can't take it. I don't know. I've never seen a TV.
Maybe that's great, honestly. Like,
maybe the TV's in their little
we love a low-screen school.
Room.
That's cool. Maybe they're not, you know what I bet it is? I bet they're not allowed to watch their saucy soap operas on the big TV.
Right, yeah. There's parental controls. Like that was a thing in 1979. Okay, so Mrs. Garrett is going on about curtains when Jo and Nat come barreling in, arguing about getting thrown out of the library because Natalie got her panties in a wad and raised her voice in the library.
Unbelievable, Natalie. Mm-hmm. And Jo says, a library is like a church. And I was like, yes, ma'am. Places of respect and decorum, reverence. Or is it reference? Totally a joke they should have made on the show. Anyways.
Turns out that Jo and Natalie were in the library doing homework, and Nat needed the latest copy of Ms. Magazine. Katie, are you old enough for Ms. Magazine?
No, I am not. I thought they made it up. I thought it was like a generic magazine they made up.
No, the magazine was called Ms. MS period. It was the first feminist magazine, and it was founded by Gloria Steinem in 1971.
Well, now I'm a little sad I didn't know about it then.
Yeah, well, it's still a thing, but it's only online, and it's bi-quarterly or something.
Most magazines are delegated to just online now.
Yeah. So, but anyway, Mrs. Garrett was very surprised that the library had canceled its subscription to Ms. Magazine because Eastland has so many feminists. After discovering the cancellation of the Ms. Magazine subscription due to certain elements being offensive, Nat and Jo discovered that the library had also banned 4 books.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Here we go. And I wish I remembered which 4 books they were. Do you remember?
One of them was Slaughterhouse-5.
Yeah, which I have not read.
And then there was...
Catch-22, I think, was one.
Catch-22, and the other one was something I had never even heard of. But I had not read any of them. And they said there was 4, but they only named 3.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So the 4th one can be whichever one that Moms for Liberty is going after this week. So,
did you see the post that I did for National Book Day? I posted a bunch of banned books on
sweet.
our Toxic Waste of Time.
Good
and
idea.
Did you know that Charlotte's Web was once tried
What
to be
the
banned
hell?
because talking animals is of the devil?
Give me a fucking break.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Well, my library card says I read banned books. So
Excellent.
eat a dick, people that like to ban books. Anyways, Tootie says, isn't that illegal? And I was like cackling because it doesn't seem to matter, does it?
I didn't know it ever was illegal.
I don't know. It should be, but isn't. Or people do it. And then Nat says, this is America. Books are ideas, and ideas have the freedom to circulate. And I was like, yes, bitch.
Same. Mm-hmm.
Actual freedom of speech and the press, please.
Yep.
And I was like,
So-
I was so in at that point. I was like, oh, I'm sitting forward in my chair. I like stopped eating what I was eating. I'm like glued to it. I'm like, how are they going to figure this out? I love it.
Natalie was always the one who, I guess because she's a journalist,
Yeah.
she was always the one who really had the gumption to make change.
Gumption is one of my favorite words, one of our former vocabulary words of the week.
Mm-hmm. And Nat's got some gumption.
She does.
So Joe, she's like, you know the way things are. You can't beat the system. But Mrs. Garrett encourages Nat to make some noise about it. She was like, go, you're the editor of the school paper. Write about it. Do all of this. And so Nat, as the editor of the paper, is going to go write about it, right?
Yep. So later, in a conversation with Mr. Parker, which I didn't recognize him. Who is he? Is he the dean?
He's the dean,
Okay.
yeah.
Mrs. G says, our librarian has been trained to make book selections, and suddenly people without qualifications are overriding her decisions. And I wanted to, reach through the screen and shake Mr. Parker and be like, yes, God damn it. Made me
Yeah,
so
but
mad.
all he cared about was the goddamn strudel recipe.
I know, he was being such an ass. So I was like,
He always was.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
sucks. Where was I?
He always uses Mrs. Garrett's talents for his own personal
What
gain,
a-
too.
What a shithead. Okay, I hate him. He's such a sissy. Anyway, all right. This sounds familiar, doesn't it? This whole thing sounded really familiar, and it made me so mad that this was on air in 1970 whatever, and
It
it's
was
still
1979.
still going on, and
Yeah.
probably worse now. But Parker,
See all of the other things that I listed
Yeah.
as topics. They are still going on, and they
Still
are still
relevant.
a problem.
there on our last discussion about this show, we talked about some things that were kind of toxic, like some of the racial undertones and some of the jokes,
Yep.
the fat phobia, just a lot of things that haven't aged well. But in terms of covering difficult topics and important topics, this was an exceptionally well written episode. It was really well done, and it's still relevant. So, listeners, I encourage you to go watch it. It's on Tubi if you want to check it out.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Parker says a decision was made by the board of trustees, and I think I audibly screamed a swear word at the TV at that point. Apparently, people yelled at him, and oh no,
Poor guy.
he can't handle it. Grow some fucking balls, Parker. It's always about the money, isn't it? And then later he says, well, this is a private school. We have to listen to the parents. I'm like, yeah, well, public schools are dealing with the same shit. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I talked about this when we talked about your situation at school, but my little brother, he's a basketball coach, and he had students that did something bad. They did something bad, and so he was like, okay, you don't get to play. And they were like the best players on the team. So the parents ganged up on the school. And these kids got away with whatever they did, and he had to put them in the game.
yeah,
And
see, that does not go down the same way with theater. I'll just put it that way. Because I was forced to recast a kid one time because of a dumb choice that kid made, but it screwed me over, and it wasn't like I was a priority. So,
Well, I do remember being in theater and having parents being like, but my kid, and I don't think anybody was ever like, but your kid's nothing. So anyway, Mr. Parker told Mrs. Garrett, Edna, this is a private school. We have to be responsive to the parents. And, it's in public schools now, too, like you just said. Mrs. Garrett says, you're asking me to keep silent about something I think is wrong. And I loved it when she said that. I went back and listened to it twice because Mrs. Garrett, she's always for doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But in this case, she does stop. And she stops supporting Natalie. And she kind of just goes quiet. And I thought, that's weird.
It was
that
heartbreaking
Mrs. Garrett
to
is
see
just,
that.
It was weird. She was just fixing the flowers. And Natalie was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Snap out of it.
Yeah.
So then Joe comes and informs Natalie that she was fired as the editor.
Which is also really tacky for them to not tell her in person.
And Joe said that too. She was
Yeah.
like, I guess they knew I was the only one that had the balls to say it to you. And Nat's like, well, they can't do that, can they? And Joe, of course they can. You're a kid. And when they want you to be quiet, they just tell you to shut up. And then Mrs. Garrett, coming back to her senses, says, and when you're an adult, they tell you to cooperate.
Yeah, and it cuts a commercial right there, and I was literally like, oh my God, I'm about to cry. Like, I have chills. Like, I was seriously, I loved this episode so much, and it also made me think about how I reacted in the same situation when I was a teacher and they were banning books all over the place. But it was like, when you're in a situation where, like, your job, you have to keep your job,
Yeah.
And I also...
Well, did you hear when Mrs. Garrett was simultaneously giving that man her strudel recipe and bitching at him about banning books, and he said something to the effect of, you're just the dietitian.
Yeah, it's not like...
That's why she shut up.
Right.
That's why she was doing that, was because he said, not the dietitian.
Yeah, he belittled her and he devalued her. Even though he was like, oh, I got to get this recipe or my
I
wife's
need your
gonna kill
fucking
me.
recipe,
Like-
but you're just a dietitian.
Oh, yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, that really made me mad. Fuck, this pisses me off so much. I want Miss Garrett and the girls to take on Moms for Liberty, please. Because I can't stand those people.
Moms for Liberty. I don't think they were a thing in 1979.
I mean, probably not, but who knows? You know what?
Moms weren't allowed to have opinions in 1979.
Right? Well, anyway,
What about
Buffy Klein
Buffy
sounds like
Klein?
a bitch.
Boring Buffy. Buffy the boring. That's what they called her.
I forget. I think the line was, she's uncontroversial, and then someone said she's unconscious.
I didn't hear the unconscious
Good.
part. I did hear the uncontroversial, and that's why they said it would be best.
And Joe says, I cannot take orders from someone named Buffy. And I was laughing because, like, if you just wait a few years, she'll be slaying vampires. And they'll be sick as fuck.
So Nat just got depressed and started watching soap operas trying to mellow out. And that soap opera they wove that soap opera into the whole
that was
episode,
well
which I
done.
thought was great.
Yeah.
And Mrs. G, when she said, when push came to shove, I didn't shove back. And that's when she, again, pulled herself together.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just felt that really hard. Like, when I was a teacher, I could not even vote in the elections in the county where I worked because I lived in a different county. So my vote wouldn't have counted towards electing or not electing those people. If I were to go to the meetings, it wouldn't have mattered what I said because I'm not a constituent of those people,
Right.
And I couldn't go to the board meetings because I didn't feel safe. And I don't know if you're aware, but without naming the county that I worked for, because this is going on the internet, things got ugly and physical at these board meetings more than once, and it made national news.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I did not feel safe to go there. At the time, this was like before I really met Sean, and I didn't feel like I had anybody to back me up and help keep me safe. Like, and that's not a thought you should have before you
When
go
you
to a school board meeting, But
who's going to keep me safe at the school board meeting?
Like, people are fucking crazy, Ivy.
People are fucking crazy. I know.
And I was afraid, just like Mr. Parker, that I hate so much and have already said how much I hate him. But I didn't do anything different in that situation because I didn't have any power, you know?
I think Mr. Parker, though, I'm going to have to defend Mr. Parker a little bit because remember when we did an episode on something and it might have been feminism, but there were some men who basically they were the best that they could be in that time. So he actually came through a lot of times for the girls and Mrs. Garrett. He did take advantage of Mrs. Garrett and her cooking skills and stuff like that. But overall, I think they love Mr. Parker. I think.
This is my first impression of him. I hated his guts, but I'll give him a chance.
Well, was he not in charge when the girls got arrested?
I don't remember him being in that episode. He may have been in charge, but I don't remember seeing him before.
They may have just talked about him because they let him get off. Yeah, okay. All right.
But here's the thing I did want to insert here. So, like, even though these book bans were going on, I'm not the librarian. I don't have the education to make book selections. They have to have a master's, librarians. I don't know if you're aware of this, listeners.
I am aware of this.
To be a librarian.
I at one time thought it would be fun to go be a librarian, and then I found out all the education.
It requires a lot of education, and you have to actually know your shit. And so how about we just let people do their jobs that they're trained to do? You know, that's not that hard.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the book banning thing was too big for me to take on by myself. And I tried to show up for the kids in as many ways as I could, you know, because the books that they are particularly attacking are any representation of the LGBTQ plus community, representations of like Black history and Black voices, people of color, all of it. They just want it gone. If it's not the history that is for white people by white people, they want it gone. I'm not a librarian.
People look like it. Being a slave wasn't so bad.
Right, exactly. It's they don't want anything that makes white people look bad. And I'm like, I mean, I'm sorry. Your ancestors did what they did. Do you want to go back in time and fix that? Because that'd be cool if you could.
Yeah, sure.
But
have at it.
Yeah, so all that I really could do was just support the kids in how they felt about that. You know, make them feel safe in my space that I did have control over, make them feel seen, call them by the name they wish to be called by, or once I got in trouble for doing that, make up a new nickname for them that had nothing to do with anything and refer to them as that. You know, I did what I could and it wasn't enough. And that's one of the reasons I had to leave. It was just like, it was exhausting being so powerless. You know?
Well, and you know, here's the thing about book banning. I don't really know how it works. Like, because Blair made the comment that if you can't get the book at the library, you can go buy the book.
Well, Blair can go buy the book because she's rich.
Right, but that's not the point that I'm making. The point is how bans work is the book is banned from the library, but you can still buy it. That doesn't seem like a banned book to me. That seems like a book that's not available in the library.
Right, but the school... So libraries are so important because of accessibility.
Absolutely, I agree. But my question is, when they say these are the banned books, does that mean they're banned, you can't get a copy? Or does that mean they're banned from libraries?
I think it means, in this scenario, it just means that
it's just the Eastland Library. Right. I'm asking about general book bans.
That's a good question. Let's look that up.
Because I don't know the answer to that.
Book banning definition by Britannica. I skipped the AI overview. The practice of prohibiting or restricting the reading of certain books by the general public or members of a local community or religious group. I mean, ban all the books you want in your religious group. I don't give a shit. Books can be banned by means of their removal from publicly accessible locations, e.g. libraries, by their destruction, including the burning of printed books, which is the next step in this fucked up fascist society.
So they go buy all of them.
They go buy all of them out and burn them. Yes. Or
doesn't that make the money for the author and then they can print print more because all their books sold?
I didn't say these people were smart, okay? Making their authorship or distribution a punishable act. Books are typically banned by governments, but they can also be effectively banned by religious authorities, businesses, and, in rare cases,
if a government bans a book,
individuals.
it sounds like they can ban it from more than just the library.
This is what I'm saying. If it's like in China where they do legitimately ban stuff like that, or other countries where they just ban books are not allowed to be printed in this country or sold in this country, you know.
Okay.
It depends on the space, and who's trying to ban it, it sounds like.
Okay.
It does say in rare cases, powerful private individuals, which is Moms for Liberty. To ban a book is almost always a controversial act in a liberal democracy since its citizens consider media freedom to be both a common good and a necessary component for any democratic society.
Nat and the girls print a newsletter and mail it to all the parents with the info about the meeting. And Nat smartly labels the envelopes "Notice of Expulsion" so the parents will open it. She's brilliant. I love Natalie.
Yeah.
And I loved that Mrs. Garrett didn't know about the newsletter.
She needed plausible deniability, honestly.
Right. Yeah. And I loved Tootie. The girls are always protecting Edna. And I loved Tootie's comment about that prick Mr. Parker getting the Xerox pills. Surely you're old enough for Xerox, right, Katie?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what a Xerox is. I loved that, too. And notice of expulsion is technically still accurate because those books were expelled from the library.
That is right.
So, love Natalie.
And Natalie knew that, too.
Yeah. Natalie said after that, an informed majority doesn't stay silent for long.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was very good because, you know, the more informed you are, the better decisions you can make. We all need to be informed and we all need to go fucking vote. Just go vote. Just do it. I know it sucks to stand in line. Just go vote, okay? Don't fucking give me an excuse about it. Mm-hmm. Anyways, did they get the books unbanned? Because the episode just ends with the meeting. Like they just walk into the auditorium and the door closes, credits. I was like, what?
So, first of all, you said up here, you didn't say it, but the girls' parents are here. They just sort of wandered by.
The parents just kind of like passed by.
It wasn't their parents.
Well,
that was not. Those were just
how many black
parents.
girls go to that school?
I had the same thought. But Tootie looked right at those people, and also that was her parents. They're both hoity-toity lawyers.
They're lawyers
who would both come in a suit.
Yeah,
every time.
Well, I mean, listen. Right. If Tootie's lawyer parents showed up,
it's over.
It's over.
That's what. Yeah. So, I mean, Blair's mom coming in with the limo and Tootie's lawyer dad coming in and Mr. Parker's comment about the parents being pissed about the books being banned. He said, "Edna, they hate me."
Good.
And she replied, "That's wonderful."
Yeah, same feeling.
And then, of course, in the infinite wisdom of Edna Garrett, she said, "We were both intimidated. We thought if we took a stand, we'd be standing alone." So I'm pretty sure those books got unbanned.
I mean, that was the feeling I got, but they didn't completely say it.
No, they didn't outright say it.
Yeah, they didn't say it outright. I mean, but I think that's appropriate because, like, hello, the battle continues to this day.
To this day.
And I think
like
that
I said,
was great.
all of the things that the Facts of Life have covered, the battle continues to this day.
Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, that was lovely. I enjoyed it a lot. It's time for the vocab word of the week.
Woohoo! Dun, 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 dun.
Do, 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 do. The vocab word of the week is dogmatic.
Dogmatic.
Dogmatic?
Dogmatic.
Okay.
It means, it is first of all, it is an adjective. It means characterized by or given the expression of opinions very strongly or positively as if they were facts.
Okay.
2, of or relating to dogma. And dogma is something held as an established opinion or a definite authoritative tenet, a code of tenets, a point of view, or a tenet put forth as an authoritative without adequate grounds is the third definition. A doctrine or body of doctrines concerning faith or morals formally stated and authoritatively proclaimed by a church. So it can be everything from church beliefs to just personal held opinions. But either way, being dogmatic means that you are expressing those opinions loudly as if they are fact.
So the Bible.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. The way that people use the Bible to prove whatever point they want, no matter what that point is.
But the Bible says.
Right. As if it's fact. And like, you can believe it's fact all you want, but you don't get to present it that way, you know?
Okay.
Right. So that's our vocab word. So the parents
I always
who were
hear
complaining,
dogma like with karma.
yes, karma is I'll give you
bitch.
the definition to be sure, because
Karma is a bitch.
karma is a cat purring on my lap because it loves me. Okay, so according to Merriam-Webster, karma, the force generated by a person's actions held in Hinduism and Buddhism to perpetuate transmigration and in its ethical consequences to determine the nature of the person's next existence. Basically, it's when something comes back to bite you in the ass. Broadly, such a force considered as affecting the events of one's life. So, see what I mean? But you do see those two words kind of used together. Because a dogma refers to a spiritual belief, and karma would be one of those.
Right.
Dogma.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Anyway, we don't want to be dogmatic people. We want to express our opinions, but we want to express them as if they are our opinions and not as fact.
Right.
And this
and
podcast
if they are a
does that
fact,
lot.
then that's different than an opinion.
That's right. That's right. Allegedly, in my opinion.
In my opinion, it is a fact that an opinion is not always a fact.
This is correct. In my opinion, it's a fact that you're a dumbass if you buy out all the books at a bookstore and then burn them.
Yeah, because then that author makes it to the bestseller list.
I mean, right?
They reprint
This is why.
and do it again.
This is one reason why it's usually a good thing for PR if you ban the book. Because that
I would
gives it
love it.
publicity.
If I wrote a book and somebody banned it,
I would be so honored if Moms for Liberty
fucking
came for me for a book that I wrote. I'd be like, yeah, bitches. Fucking try me.
Yeah, I'm going to write another one.
My students would buy the shit out of that. They'd be like, what? It's banned in our library? I want 100 copies.
Exactly.
I'll give them to people on the street.
I mean, that's how you get kids to read their writing assignments, right?
Oh, you tell them they're not supposed to
reading
do something, and what are they going to do?
Don't read that. Yeah.
1,000,000%.
It's like the time my dad told me there wasn't a snowball's chance in hell I was going out with that guy with the mohawk.
And so what did you do?
Guess where I skipped school the next day? Whose couch I skipped school on? It was that guy.
Yeah.
He was a dick, though. My dad was right. But don't tell my dad.
But he did have a mohawk, so.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's the word of the week, dogmatic.
Yeah.
We did great, Ivy. It's an hour
did.
long. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, but
it'll be shorter because it'll
we
be
like
way
these
less
as
than
a
an
little
hour.
bit of a palate cleanser. This is still a heavy topic, but it's not like
we didn't do the suicide
some
episode.
of the darker ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd think it's heavy, but maybe less dark.
Yeah, I mean it's not that heavy.
Yeah.
It's
on the
you
on
shouldn't
the list.
go around banning books, but
Dude, did you know I dated a guy for several months? I dated him like 6 months or so. He was very devoutly religious and went to a local church at in our area. They burned books as part of his like youth group activities. And I was like, bye. Goodbye.
Wait, what? Okay, I
So
would have wanted
meaning-
more information
yes.
before I said goodbye. Like, where do they get the books?
So the books that they chose to burn, as in this, and this was like when he was a teenager that they did this, they were like secular books. So
'Cause-
not even necessarily stuff that's of the devil. It was just like
No, it's just
comic
of the
books.
world.
Yeah, it was just like stuff that didn't have Jesus in it that they burned. So,
Well,
so are
things
you
that
telling
are-
me then that their belief is that no books but the Bible should exist? Because fuck that. Like,
No, but that's sort of the direction that my family was headed in with one church that we went to. Was I can remember to this day being told that things that are of the world are to our detriment. And it's because they don't want us to use our brains to learn anything other
Yeah.
than what they are teaching us. And so the books have to be, by Christians or Christian based or Christian theme. They don't have to be the Bible.
Do you know why? Because they want the Christian authors to make more money so that they can donate it to the church, so that the church can have more money to convert more people to their religion, so that those people will give more money to the church. It's all about money. It's so
all about
clear.
money. Just telling you.
We always get into like some salty ex-Christian shit.
I know. We should just do a whole podcast on being ex-Christians because
God.
that would actually probably hit.
I guess we need to close out the episode then by saying, was this episode toxic, non-toxic,
Or what is
toxic-ish?
burning books?
Burning
Not
books
the
is
episode.
toxic as hell. We need to not do that. That's dumb.
It is.
Especially because
It
you
is.
bought the book in order to burn it.
All right. So
Hello.
is the topic of this episode.
Okay. Right. The topic of
Toxic,
this episode, toxic as hell. This episode, as a episode of TV, loved it. Non-toxic. Great.
Yeah. And there was really nothing offensive in it as far as not aging well.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think of anything?
I thought it aged great.
Yeah, I thought
actually.
it aged very well.
Yeah.
And I feel like banning books is absolutely a toxic waste of time.
Yeah.
If you don't want to read a book,
Then don't.
don't.
Go
Like
read
it's the
something else.
same thing as all these other things that people that are so high and mighty want done away with.
Yeah.
If you don't like gay marriage, don't get gay married. If you don't like marijuana, don't smoke marijuana.
Yes.
If you don't like a book, don't read it. And you even have the authority, if your child is under 18, to tell them they are not allowed to read it.
Exactly.
But for you to take the assumption that you get to decide everybody else's children don't get
That's
to
where
read
you're
that
wrong.
book.
Yes.
If a school librarian, an educated school librarian, chose a book for her library, then that book is probably the right age range for your kid. If you don't want them to read it, you send a note to school and you say, "My kid can't read Charlotte's Web because I'm scared of talking animals."
Fine. Honestly,
That's fine.
yeah, you said it. I think I skipped that paragraph, but like if one of the parents in the episode said, it's a simple matter of keeping improper values out of the classroom. And I was like, nah, bitch, you just don't want to do your job as a parent and you want to make it everybody else's problem.
Right.
It's your job as a parent
Yeah.
to control that content and filter that. And if you want to do that based on your religious values, fine. It is your
Yeah.
house. But you don't get to come and tell everybody else
No.
that they need to follow the same values as you.
No, that's why
No.
we left the church that I talked about a little while ago, because my dad said they're not going to tell me how to raise my children.
That's damn right. Yeah. All right. So thank you, listeners, for hanging out with us. Well, we got a little spicy about this topic, but we're definitely on the same page. It's not a good idea to ban books. And especially a stupid idea to burn them. But hey, if you want to go buy every copy at Barnes & Noble and then burn it, I guess that's on you.
Have at it. Yeah.
Congratulations to the author for selling out,
Absolutely.
So anyway, if the people want to get in touch with us, what do they do?
Well, they could email us at contact@toxicwasteoftime.com, and they can also follow us on socials. We have Instagram, which is Toxic Waste of Time. We have Facebook, which is also Toxic Waste of Time. And we have Reddit, which is what?
r/toxic waste of time.
r/Toxic Waste of Time.
That's right.
So all the ways, give us a 5-star rating and we will be your best friends for a day.
Or you
And-
could give us a 1-star rating and ban us.
Yeah, let's get banned. So let's try that. Maybe give us a 1-star rating and write us a shitty review that we can read on the podcast. That would
Oh my
be fun.
God. Yes.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
Talk about how much you hate me.
Bring it on.
How you wish Katie would get a different podcast partner, and Katie can then tell you to fuck right off.
I will. I'll be
Uh-huh.
like, this was
So-
Ivy's idea.
Well, bad boss was my idea.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
Now we're just, my new idea is let's just bash religion every week.
You got to get it out somehow. So, okay, next week, listeners, we will be talking about self-care. Your relationship with self-care. Do you do it? Should you do more of it? Is it toxic? Because, there's some,
Come back next week to find out how we feel about self-care.
You'll find out. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great rest of your day, your evening, your night, whatever. If you want to troll us and leave us a 1-star review that's really funny, I would love to read that out loud.
Yeah.
All right.
That'd be fun.
That's it.
All right.
Okay,
Don't be toxic. Bye.
Don't be toxic. Bye.